Hi everyone, my name is Cecilia. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the universal law, and I'm so humbled. I'm so happy and grateful for you to check it out because it is so profound. It's a continuation of the video that I did in the previous video that I did. Is the law, universal law and reality. That one is part one, and this one is gonna be part two because it will be a continuation. Today I'm going to tackle only three laws or three principles. And in my previous video, I also linked a book by Hemis. You'll see the book by Hemis. If you want to check the law, the universal laws in detail, you can go through that book. It will like give you the information that the information in detail, because I'm only touching on the important factors that will make you realize that it is important to actually understand the laws, because they are governing us. They are part of us. As I explained, you'll realize that these are the things that you come across on a daily basis, but you may find that you didn't know that they are actually laws or principles that are governing you, or that are regulating your day to day. Today, let's start with the law of polarity, or the principle of polarity. What is this principle of polarity? Under the hermetic principle, it is said, they say that polarity is dualism. Like everything are happening in opposites. So when we say that, we mean we've got the hot and the cold. They are different, they are identical, but different in degrees. The other one is cold, the other one is hot. They are in different poles. We've got the light and the darkness. We've got color white and color black. We've got like and dislike, so on and so on. So what does that have to do with us as individuals? It has to do with us as individuals, because when we talk of this dualism, it is also applicable to our emotions. We've got the sadness and the happiness, and no one wants to stay in this sad mood. So it is a principle and it is an emotion, but your thought can control that emotion. If ever you are in this sad mood, you can decide, no, I don't like this mood of being sad. I want to move away from this sadness and go to a happy mood. And by moving from that, you can use, maybe, let's say, your imagination. You imagine yourself in this environment which is making you happy. Or you can visualize. Some of us, if I want to go into this happy mood from a sad mood, I must get food, like food that I enjoy, mostly sweet stuff, chocolate. If it's sweet, then that's where you're going to find me. You can't bring me a chocolate and I still remain in a sad mood. It will uplift me and I'll be in that bubbly mood, happy mood. So yes, that's that's something that we can, that is one thing that this law can assist us with, that you're not supposed to stay in that sad mood. You can move away from that mood and go to a better mood, which is, you can stay maybe in the middle and be in the balanced mood, and or you can move to the extreme, that is a happy mood, like bliss. And okay, moving away from the that emotional state, we can look at the issue of being poor and being rich. No one wants to stay poor. I mean, it's not nice to be in a poor environment. It doesn't matter what kind of poor, but then when you are in this poor environment, it's not a nice environment. It's not a desirable environment. Therefore, you can move away from that. How do I move away from the environment of being poor? That's where you start now following people who have achieved things that you want to achieve. If you want to be rich, you follow people who are rich. You start studying those people, because that's where you're going to be able to those are the people you'll be able to emulate, and maybe be like them, or even better than them. Then they also advise that when you are poor, you can make use of these other laws, which are secondary, like the law of attraction or manifestation. By using those laws, you attract that feeling that you want, that richness that you want, and draw it to yourself. In that way, because you'll be using your thought as a magnet. In my previous video, I did explain that, I mean, our thoughts are just magical. They are so phenomenal. We can do a lot of things with our thoughts. That's why I say you can use your magnet, draw that desire that you want, and feel it, and imagine yourself as if you are in that state. By doing that, you bring your richness to you. So that's how you can work around it. And going back to sadness, I mean, we know that we don't want to stay sad. The mood of being sad is attracting diseases and illnesses, things that you do not want in our life. We want to be fulfilled. We want to live freely. Therefore, it's important that at least we make sure that we are always happy. We are always like calmer, moderate, not sad. Because all the stresses, all the depression, all the cancers, all these other ugly things are related to that sad, dark mood. And the law of polarity is actually explaining that you must know the other one in order to understand this. You must know the one in order to understand the other. You must know a black color, and by knowing that, you'll appreciate a white color when you see a black color, or you appreciate a black color when you know a white color, vis-a-vis. So moving now to the law of rhythm, or the principle of rhythm, which is another principle under the hermetic principles, or the hermetic laws. I'm going to quote something that is being written under this law, that everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. all things rise and fall. The pendulum swing manifests in everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. It's rhythm, it compensating. So in this law, we're going to learn that we're living in cycles. There's a cycle of night and day. The seasons, we've got the seasons of summer and winter, or autumn and spring. Those are the cycles of life. And we've got the moon, which is waning and waxing. It's still the moon, but then it's waning and waxing. And those are different states. Those are different cycles. Then how does this affect me as an individual? It affects us because we learn that in life we go through cycles. There are upswings and downswings. There are times when we get to go through trials, and times when we triumph. We win, and it becomes a wonderful time. But when we go through the trials, it's a sad time. But those periods are supposed to be there in each and every person. They come and they go. They don't stay forever. They are temporal. No one can say, I'm sitting in this sad state, I'm sitting in this period of mourning forever. You mourn today, tomorrow there's a happy time. So these are the rhythms of life. We go through that, all of us. No one is immune from that. You can't say you have never been in this period wherein I struggled about everything. And in that period, I felt like, this will never end. When you are in that period, it's where you get to feel like, I've been in this period forever and it's not going away. But the minute you moved from that period, you become happy. And it becomes an enjoyable period. It becomes a fulfilling period. And everyone wants to be in that cycle, in that state. But that state, that period doesn't last forever as well. So it is advised to us that we must understand that these are our journey. This is a cycle of life. And we must appreciate the mood of going through those trials, because they makes us grow. They makes us being who we are or who we become after those periods or during those periods. How we tackle our lives during those periods, they make us grow. They make us evolve. We don't stay in the same position. We change. Same as going through that happy period. It's a happy period, and then it makes us appreciate life even more. And we want to live life to the fullest when we are going through that. So, which becomes an enjoyable period. So, I'll end here with regard to the principle of rhythm. Let's now move to the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. That's what they say. And whenever they talk of cause and effect, they are saying that in the Latin phrase, they use sine qua non maxim. They are saying there are elements which are essential and indispensable in order to get to the effect. You must have those elements in order to get to that effect. You cannot just have a cause and an effect without a cause. There will be certain elements which we're going to say those were the cause of this effect. That's what they say. So now the question becomes, what does that have to do with us as humans? It's important to know this cause and effect because it shows how powerful we are. In my first video, the previous video, I indicated that we are very powerful. Our mind is very powerful. Our thoughts can create our reality. So with regard to the cause and effect, they emphasize that part and say sometimes it doesn't matter whether you acted or you didn't act or you reacted. There could be a cause. Same as your thoughts, your feeling, your choices. By those things can be effects, can be causes that may result in effects. Like they may have certain outcomes, whether desirable or undesirable, but then they will have effects. So that's why it relates to us as human beings. That, I mean, we are not bystanders. Sometimes our thoughts can influence what is happening around us. Our thoughts can create the reality, whether we want that reality or we don't. But our thoughts can manipulate what is happening in front of us and bring that thing into reality and make it physical. It is a thought. No one got to see that thought, but then everyone get to see the effect. Everyone get to see the result of your thought. I'll go to the examples that I came up with. They are not good examples, but then they are part of us, unfortunately, that they will make you understand that this is something that you go through each and every day. We've got COVID. During the period of COVID, the time when globally we were like experiencing this disease, and there were this powerful virus which like disturbed our way of life. There were things which resulted in the spreading of COVID. COVID moved from one country to another because of certain behaviors. So whether it was intentional or non-intentional, but then certain behaviors made it easy for COVID to spread the way it did. And again, let us look at listeriosis. In South Africa, we experienced listeriosis at some point, wherein in one place they were negligent in a way that they didn't separate their meat, and they were it was said that they used the same environment which was not cleaned properly to prepare the food, and that resulted in listeriosis. There was a cause, and because of that behavior, people died. People got sick and died. And when they started investigating, they realized that this listeriosis was caused by certain negligence of certain companies. The way they were doing their things, they were negligent. And again, there's another example, the avian flu that we experienced recently in South Africa, wherein chickens were infected by this flu virus. But then at first it started in one province and it moved to all other provinces. How did it move? Is because of the negligence, or maybe the disclosure of other people. Because of their non-disclosure, it resulted in other province, their chicken being infected by that avian flu, and that resulted in a panic, and it resulted in a loss. So those are the examples of the cause and effect. When they are explaining it, which is going to make it even more clearer, they are saying sometimes you can, like, maybe let me say, with those small dice, if you can pack them nicely, so wherein they balance each other, and one person comes and then move one of the small dice there, it can affect the chain of those dice, and those dice may fall. Like, maybe they were like properly packed, but then because you moved one dice, and the whole chain will fall. And that's how cause and effect is explained. And then coming back to us, they're saying in most cases, we as humans, we've got a responsibility. It doesn't hurt for one to change an effect by studying a course. The simple way of doing it is like, maybe show a smile to someone or help someone. That may create a good mood to that person, and that person may spread that good mood to others, and it may, at times, it may even come back to you, not directly from that person, but then from someone else who is not even related or connected to the first person whom you interacted with. So that is why it's important for us to remember each and every day that we are co-creators of the reality that we get to see on a daily basis. Because whatever you do, it may cause a certain effect. So that's simply what cause and effect means. And it shows how powerful we are as human. You must not think that you are a bystander, you are just watching things happening in front of you. You are participating, or you can choose to participate. It's up to you. You can choose not to participate or to participate, but by you participating or not participating, you are causing a certain effect. So that's the whole explanation that I have about this principle. And I'm so humbled, I'm so happy, I'm so humbled that you stayed with me up until this time. And I'm inviting you to please tick your likes, please subscribe, please watch these videos until the end to get informed, or if not watching videos, try to research about these laws, because it's important for us to have information so that we can participate and be co-creators, because we are the co-creators of this universe. We co-create with the universe, we co-create with source, we co-create with God. So we must play our part. We must not be bystanders. And I thank you, and I'm humbled, and please subscribe, and please hit the like button. Please ring the bell of notification, so that next time when I upload another video, you'll get informed. And I thank you.